all the parts of the columns were falling down here. And we found everything except one, the gray one, okay? So it's gray, you should know this one is reconstructed, but all were found lying down here. All the big heavy stones there, everything was really waiting for us down here. This was the only column standing. Okay, the upper part you can see, I can show you again in the first picture that we saw. This was the only thing waiting up for us. Luckily, we found the lower part. We didn't call it a name. What would you call it? What is this? We're in a building, okay? It looks like another building, a building in a building. Apparently, this is the okay. The Torah was put usually in a wooden ark, working in the northern part of Israel, unlike working in Judea, or in the desert, in Masada, in Qumran, where you find organic material. No organic material is here. We found stones, ceramics, a few metals, nothing from wood. So all the wooden furniture, but what do we still can find? The stone ornament that is around the wooden ark. Okay, so this is part of a really unique wooden around the stone. You could call it edicula. You could call it, in Hebrew we would say Aron Kodesh, and later on we'll say maybe another name. This is the first time we have 80% genuine parts of, and we see it so high. It's higher than the first floor, okay? So this had to be second story high only for putting this unique building inside the building. Luckily, we found all the lower part in situ. These steps were found like this. We didn't touch them. We just had to take out the stone. We didn't know what's going on, or we had a hunch. We thought we're waiting for that. We entered from the south. If you've been yesterday in the Synagogue of Capernaum, you entered from the south. That means you entered from the direction of Jerusalem. Unlike modern synagogues all around the world, which usually you open the door and toward Jerusalem, toward the land of Israel, inside Israel toward Jerusalem. Ancient synagogues in the Galil and some of them in the Golan it was very important to them to put the door toward Jerusalem. But if you put the door toward Jerusalem, where would be the place for the Holy Ark? Okay? So in the Galil, it's in between the doors. But then it's not in the middle. Here the people said, okay, you spoke yesterday about a basilical hall. Basilical halls are found in the Mediterranean, thousands of them. From the Roman period, from the Byzantine period, pagan temples, Bulletarians, justice halls, Christian church, everyone built a basilical hall. And there's a rule, very clear. You don't graduate if you don't know the rule. You have a building, you have two rows, and the entrance should be in the middle. Look here. It's not a mistake. You don't do things like that. Apparently, by now, we know in the whole Mediterranean area, only 4 buildings that the entrance is not in the middle. All of them on the Golan, all of them Jewish synagogues. Because there is something more important than that rule. We want 2 important things on the wall facing Jerusalem. We want the entrance, and we want the Aron Kodesh, the Holy Ark. Oh, they can't be, okay, only one can be in the middle. Okay, so let's do both of them as much as we can in the middle. And take the entrance as far away as that we can between the 2 columns. And if that's not enough, let's make a small trick. Luckily, we found the steps like that. If we would find them on the floor, I'm sure Yeshu would erect them back. But he would make one mistake. He would put them straight together with a 90-degree angle from here. But look, this angle is a little bit less than 90%. It's not facing north. You see this angle? Small angle? Again, if that's north, that's south. This is east-west. So if I put steps here, they should go exactly to the north. They don't go exactly to the north. Okay, this is less than 90 degrees, this is more. So why? It's facing what? The steps now? Not north, but the center. Not south, thank you. The center. It's speaking with the center. It's very important to them. Now we go back to the center, okay? Two things are important, but I can't put it in the middle, so at least the steps are pointing to the middle. Luckily, we found all this in situ. Luckily, we found two of these stones of this ornament, not here, on the other side, so we could collect all the other ones from here, or from two Syrian houses outside the synagogue and put them back here. This base was found down here. We didn't find the other base, so you see it's gray. We found the columns. One of them is there, but broke into tiny pieces, and in order that this will stand and not fall down, we had to put mortar, so that's why it's gray. Okay, so we have this wonderful ornament stones, okay, from three sides, and then the eagle capitals, and then the arch, and then the gables on top. Okay, 80% is genuine, was found tumbling around here, and I think only Yeshu could really put them back as they are. It's the first time we have something so big. Let's do a small exercise. Let's take out the menorahs. What would you think about that? Without the menorahs, what does it look like? What? Altar. Or an entrance to a building. Like an entrance to a building. Or inside a building, but the facade itself. That's how the buildings looked like in the Roman period. Not every building. The monumental buildings, the monumental temples, pagan temples look like that. So they put a Roman temple here and put menorahs to say, okay, we're Jews. No, they wanted to think about another temple, the temple in Jerusalem. What did they know about the Temple of Jerusalem? Whoa, we're speaking here of a building that was built some 500 years after the temple was destructed. When the temple was in Jerusalem, people, what do they remember from the temple? They don't go in. The priests are inside. You're outside. What do you see from the temple? You see the facade of the central building. In a set of coins from the Bar Kokhba revolt, you have the big coins with the facade of the temple. What do you see there? Two pillars from the right, two pillars from the left, and an arch above them. That's what they remember. The temple didn't have that Syrian gable because that's new. That's only from the 2nd century. But okay, that's what they thought. They wanted to say this is not only the menorahs are to remember the Holy Temple. The whole stone structure above the Aron Kodesh. Some people here, knowing Hebrew, said Aron Kodesh. That's how the Ashkenazic Jews say. In Sephardic, Eastern Jews, Yemenite Jews, in their synagogues, they don't say Aron Kodesh. They have another word. They say Heichal. Heichal means a temple. Why do they call their Aron Kodesh, their Torah ark, why do they call it Heichal? I think here we have the answer. The ancient, genuine holy arks with the Torah inside looked like the temples. So that's why they call it Heichal. It's not only toward Jerusalem, it's not only with the menorahs. The whole idea is remembering the temple in Jerusalem. And the first time, well, it's here. It's not a theory. You can see it fully standing here.